The residents of Buhayo Sub-County in the access to critical government services, including security and recruitment opportunities such as teachers, police officers, and Kenya Defense Forces officers. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee and Administration and Internal Security on 1. A report on the status of operationalization of the above-mentioned administrative units in Busia Sub-County to improve service delivery, address security concerns, and enhance equitable access to opportunities dependent on administrative units. 2. A report on the reasons for the delay in operationalization the gazetted administrative units in Busia Sub-County, including the circumstances under which the administrative units in Busia Sub-County were left out in the operationalization of units in Teso Sub-County, and 3, measures being taken to operationalize the gazetted administrative units in Busia Sub-County and the timeline for their activation. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
You are done? Yes, Odanga. Yes, give Odanga the mic.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to thank Honorable Manyo for coming up with this issue of seeking a statement. Indeed, these administrative units were gazetted in the year 2017, and it has taken so long for the government to operationalize. Last December, I did write and went to the Office of Interior, and we were promised that the division, particularly Buhayo West, and the sub-locations and locations were going to be operationalized. I believe that with this statement, the ministry will move with speed to ensure that they are operationalized for purposes of bringing services closer to the people. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Chair Security, Ngalechei, can you bring a response within the first week?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
After recess?
Yes, I'll convey the message to the chair.
Thank you. Wamuratha.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. A request for statement regarding challenges facing the Kiambu National Polytechnic. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44, Section 2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee of Education on measures taken to resolve the challenge facing the Kiambu National Polytechnic, formerly known as Kiambu Institute of Science and Technology, and popularly known as KIST. Honorable Speaker, Kiambu National Polytechnic, formerly known as Kiambu Institute of Science and Technology, is a national TVET institution established in 1973 and fully accredited by the Technical and Vocational Education and Training Authority to offer diploma, craft, and artisan courses. The Polytechnic has a student population of 9,528 trainees. Despite its vital role, the institution faces various operational challenges, including a severe staffing shortfall, notably based on TVETA recommended student instruction ratios of 1:15 for practical classes, 1:30 for theory, and 1:10 for high-risk workshop. Kiambu National Polytechnic requires at least 550 trainers. However, the Public Service Commission has provided only 163 trainers. And due to this shortage, the Polytechnic has had to hire 160 additional trainers using the internally generated funds thereby diverting resources meant for the infrastructure and equipment to payment of trainers, with employment projected to hit 12,000 by September 2025, and an additional 400 trainers will be needed. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, there are serious delays in the disbursement of government funding in the learning institution. And out of the 30,000 per student capitation to the polytechnic learners, only 13,000 has been released in the financial year 2024-2025. The polytechnic also has a severe shortage of hostels, laboratories, classrooms, and training equipment. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Department Committee of Education on the following. Number one, a report on steps being taken to recruit at least 400 additional trainers for KINAP ahead of the September 2025 intake. Number two, reasons for the delay of the disbursement of capitation and measures put in place to expedite and release help loans and scholarship to the students in the polytechnic. Number three, the progress made implementing the 1,240 students accommodation units under the AHP to ensure availability of adequate accommodation in the institute and in the institution. And finally, number four, the plans by the Ministry of Education to fund and equip the specialized technical departments in the institution. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Wamuratha. Chair, Education. Any member of Education Committee? Clerk, you notify the committee to bring a response within the first week on resumption. I think those are the only members who had requested for statements. A response to a statement. Molo, are you ready for Wangari's response?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, on the 16th of April of 2025, the Honorable Member.
Young boys and girls who man our security in this parliament, you gave your undertaking, Honorable Speaker, which we do not doubt that all of them will be absorbed, Honorable Speaker. I was just giving you heads up that today, in one of the dailies, their positions have been advertised, Honorable Speaker. I just want to give you heads up because we trust your word, Honorable Speaker. You gave commitment to this House, and we've always believed all this commitment you've given us, Honorable Speaker. I was just thanking you in advance that to continue keeping your good word, Honorable Speaker, because these young men and women, they really depend on that work, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Amboka. None of those young people will be prejudiced, so you need not worry. My undertaking remains. Next order.
Order number 8, motion, ratification of the agreement establishing the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development.
Who is moving? Kimani?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Kenya became a member and a shareholder. Now, Kenya has identified another very important stakeholder bank called the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. So I beg to move, Honorable Speaker, as per the order paper, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that this House adopts the report on the Parliamentary Committee on Finance and National Planning on the consideration of the ratification of the agreement establishing the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, laid on the report of the House on Tuesday, 24th of June 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 8.4 of the Treaty, making the Ratification Act, Cap 4D, and that this House approves the ratification of the agreement establishing the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. So, Honorable Speaker, as I was discussing this matter, we did ratify in this House for the establishment of and membership of Kenya into the African Trade Cooperation Bank. Now, Kenya has identified another very key stakeholder, which is the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. We will be among 5 countries in Africa, which among them will be Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Nigeria, and Senegal, to become members and shareholders of this bank. So this means, Honorable Speaker, as shareholders and members of this bank, now we'll have access to cheaper credit, Honorable Speaker, so that we don't crowd out the domestic borrowing that our government does, whether we need to finance projects in this country, Honorable Speaker. But most important, Honorable Speaker, this ERB bank has identified Kenya as a headquarter of choice for Africa, which means, Honorable Speaker, that Kenya continues to spearhead to become the headquarters of global institutions, now including East Africa Development Bank, where now they'll come and establish here and expand to the rest of the country. With that, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move and request my able member for Kesesa, a member of the committee, CPA Ruto, to second.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I stand to second this motion on ratification of Kenya being a member of the European Reconstruction Bank. And for this purpose, this is a huge step in positioning our country, Kenya, to access strategic partners in terms of development and grow the economy of our country as we seek to advance our goals in the development. Thank you so much. I second the motion. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Order, members. Majority Leader, will you disband your Kamkunji? Order, members on their feet, take your seats. Member for Larry, take your seat. Honorable members, I now propose the question at order number 8, which is that this House adopts the report of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on its consideration of the ratification of the agreement establishing the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 24th June 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 8(4) of the Treaty Making and Ratification Act, Cap 4D, approves the ratification of the agreement establishing the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. I put the question? Yes. I'll now put the question at order number 8, which is that this House adopts the report of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on its consideration of the ratification of the agreement establishing the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 24th June 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 8(4) of the Treaty Making and Ratification Act, Cap 4D, approves the ratification of the agreement establishing the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the counter opinion say nay? No. The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9.
Yes, Gisairo. What is the point of order?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and sorry for interrupting. Honorable Speaker, I was rising because last week we did pass a supplementary budget 3, where we had inputted 12 billion, which was the balance of the NGCDF for financial year 24-25. Honorable Speaker, I would like to inform the House that as at yesterday, the time they had promised that our disbursement was going to be done to the board, nothing is forthcoming. Honorable Speaker, after today we are going on recess, and on average, each constituency will be short of approximately 39 million. Honorable Speaker, would like you to ask the leadership of this House to contact the Treasury Mandarins and to give a response before the end of the session today, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Mandarins, whoever they are, have heard you. Order number 9. Leader of majority, call it out.
Order number 9, motion, approval of nominees for appointment to the Board of Trustees for the Post-Service Medical Scheme for members of Parliament.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that pursuant to the resolution of the Parliamentary Service Commission during its 23rd June 2025 meeting with respect to the trust deed and rules for post-service medical scheme for members, this House appoints the following members of Parliament to the Board of Trustees for the post-service medical scheme for members of Parliament. 1, the Honorable Samuel Chepkonga, CBS MP. 2, the Honorable Mary Emase Otucho, MP. And 3, the Honorable T.J. Kajwang, MP. Honorable Speaker, as I've said and as was approved in the House Business Committee this morning, these trustees that we appointed there to represent us in the post-service medical scheme, Honorable Speaker. And just for information, Honorable Speaker, I am informed that a total of 302 members of Parliament, including 47 senators, have already registered for this post-service medical scheme, and to ask those of us who are here to register to please do so, because the approval of these trustees will now actualize the actual implementation of what we agreed on this scheme, and to be able to have monies that we will contribute from the end of this month. Your pay slips this month will have a small cut to contribute to that post-service medical scheme, but it is for the best interest of members of Parliament, post-service. And Honorable Speaker, this is a very good thing. The members that have been appointed, Honorable Speaker, are members who are very knowledgeable and skilled administrators. Others are lawyers, like Honorable T.J. Kajwang. Honorable Emase is a finance person, and therefore she will be instrumental in guiding the Commission together with all the other trustees, Honorable Speaker. A total of 10 trustees are there. And Honorable Speaker, the National Assembly is contributing 3 members. The Senate will contribute 2 senators. We will have representation of 2 former members of Parliament, the chair of the Commission, and the clerks of both houses as trustees of this board, Honorable Speaker. And this, Honorable Speaker, is in line with the RBA regulations and our own statutes, and therefore we'll be able to operationalize this post-medical service scheme. With that, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move and request the Leader of Minority, the Honorable Junet Mohammed, to second.